Hi everyone, this is Ashish Kyal here. Welcome to Ashish Kyal Trading Gurukul learning series by wavestrategy.com, and this is Friday at 4. I am sure looking at the markets all over the place, breaking down, opening with a big gap down, taking out that 16,200 level, which is very, very important support, whipsawing around that, going down towards 16,130, 140 odd mark, and reversing back from there towards 16,450, 455, again going back to 16,250, closing there. तो पूरे के पूरे दिन में अगर आप देखोगे ओवरऑल मूवमेंट कितना हो गया बाजार का, 16,500 के आसपास बंद था, वहां से 16,130 का लो बना, तो नियरली इफ यू चेक अराउंड 370 पॉइंट्स डाउन, recovery from there of nearly around 300 points again on the upside, and then again going down by 200. So nearly in a way a movement and volatility of around 800 points or more is what you saw in today's market, and that is something very, very big volatility for anyone. अगर आप शॉर्ट है तो पुल बैक में आपका स्टॉप ट्रिगर हो सकता है, आप लॉन्ग है तो नीचे गैप के कारण ट्रिगर हो सकता है. सो इट इज अ मार्केट, इफ यू आर नॉट वेरी timely, you might get whipsawed, and that is very, very often that you will be able to see on the market. This will happen because ये थोड़ा event driven तो हो ही गया है. अगर आप देखेंगे तो the gaps which are happening in the morning is purely because of some kind of the news or the event, and market then starts stabilizing. So because of that, it is working little tricky from the gap perspective. Amit Kumar is saying 15 minutes is working extremely well. Are you able to see my video? I'm online right now. I'm not sure if you are not able to see the video. Are you able to see it? Okay, only Ravi is not able to see. Are you able to see me? Am I visible to you? Okay, clearly visible. Pulapali is here. Fantastic. Okay, fantastic, Firdaus. Great to see. So अभी हम जो अभी का वेबिनार है, आज क्या देखने वाले? We are going to look at certain aspects of time. There are 2-3 aspects of time that we want to see. Why I have mentioned so boldly that are you ready to capture the next big move? Okay, it's very, very important that that if this level of 16,200 that I've been talking about, if that breaks, this is going to result into a catastrophic sell-off. That is what I mean. अभी चार्ट पे जाके देखते हैं पहले ओवरऑल what is the trend of the market, where do we think it is happening. एक simple candlestick method के ऊपर हम देख के समझने की कोशिश करते हैं. Shall we move on to the charts now? I'm going to share across my chart. Just give me a second. Let me just open up trading view. वहां पर जाके बहुत ही simple way से we will try and identify कि कैसे हम candlestick के basis पे देख सकते हैं. चंद्रशेखर जोशी is saying you are looking like Putin. I'm not sure if that is a compliment. Okay, चलिए, let me go on to the chart. I'm going to hide myself here because otherwise people who are against Putin are going to hate me like anything. I'm sure a few of you might be pro what he's doing, so I'm not sure. Compliment is a strong man is what Chandrasekhar is saying. I'm going to hide myself for now. ठीक है, चलिए अभी देखते हैं चार्ट पे. आपको मेरा स्क्रीन दिख रहा है? ओके, नाउ लेट्स ट्राई एंड अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज हैपनिंग ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ चार्ट. एंड ये जो डेवलपमेंट है, ये जो चार्ट है ना, ये पूरा का पूरा चार्ट मार्च 2020 की याद दिला रहा है. दिस एंटायर मूवमेंट रिमाइंड्स मी ऑफ मार्च 2020. Okay, this is how it was in March 2020, a 55-day cycle here. So I'm going to show you, let me go on the another screen 1 second where I have already plotted a cycle. Let me plot it here and show it to you why it is very similar to March 2020 right now, as of now, and why I am telling so strongly that are you ready for a catastrophe if that happens. So March 2020 का एक cycle बनाएंगे हम, 55 days का time cycle. ठीक है, ये है टाइम साइकिल. कैसे प्लॉट करना है? यू हैव टू कम ऑन द राइट साइड, सिलेक्ट साइक्लिक लाइंस and start from here. I'm starting from here. This is from where the 55-day cycle started, and this is the low of that cycle approximately here. So I'm going to plot that. Okay, I'm just trying to adjust it. इससे थोड़ा सा कम था. Let me just edit that. And we will have a 55-day cycle very clearly. So coordinates है. So the master of cycle participants might know all these things जो अभी हम कर रहे हैं. And follow-up session is pending for master of cycles participants. Are there master of cycles participants? Kishan Sarafi Singh, I'm reading your book. It's great, fantastic, Kishan. Thank you very much. अभी यहाँ से I can see so many people are raising hands. So follow-up session will happen. So keep your doubts, queries, anything ready. We are going to do that. So यहाँ पर 256 mark करना है हमें. And I'm sure so many of you are looking at these cycles and saying, wow, it works amazing. कोई लोग बोले 15-minute chart पे अगर हम plot करें तो it is working amazing. So it's working very well, right? So ये जो time cycle 55 days का मैंने अभी plot किया, I want to share across something very interesting. Mrinal Jyoti Chaudhary has a question. Should I become an intraday trader because of these gaps, ups and downs? It is becoming difficult. Absolutely, Mrinal. I'm with you on this. Because of the gaps, the risk reward is going for a toss for a positional trader. But don't change your style. Okay, this will happen. This will happen. Okay, you need to live with that. Put a stop loss. Stop loss होगा market में. Nifty पे, Bank Nifty पे stop loss होगा. That's a part of the game. But keep repeating the process, because on an average basis you should be able to make money. That's the aim. अगर किसी ने बोला होगा आप 100% हमेशा right होगे, he is just faking it. I'm not going to bluff you here. This is not how it functions. The only way it functions is when you lose, you ensure that you have a stop loss in place. And when you make money, you ensure that you are making more than what you lost. That's the only way in which you can trade this market very well. चलिए अभी मैं ये साइकिल को थोड़ा सा एडजस्ट कर रहा हूँ. ये 55 डेज टाइम साइकिल है. आई एम जस्ट एडजस्टिंग. जस्ट 1 second. Okay, so are you able to see the 55-day cycle now? ये साइकिल मेरे को 2020 की याद क्यों दिला रहा है? I'm going to now show it to you. Why 2020 March it's reminding me of that zone. थोड़ा सा फर्क है. We will see that. So यहाँ पर this is a 55 days time cycle. Why 55 days, Amol? I'm not sure. This is the time that we have been following for 10 years now, and it has worked exceptionally well. And we have discussed this in much detail in the Master of Cycles program and mentorship on timing the market. So वो बाद में बात करते हैं. पहले समझते हैं ये क्वेश्चन को. Sufyan Ansari, Firdaus, your friend Sufyan is here. He is saying I'm recommendation of your brilliant student Firdaus. Firdaus is a brilliant mentee which we have, and he is doing fabulously well. I'm amazed to see him making money on either side of the market. So Firdaus is doing exceptionally well. Okay, यहाँ पर एक लो बना था, यहाँ से bounce back आया. A low formed here, bounce back from here. This low formed on a 55th day and 3 to 4 days of move up. Okay, and then this was taken out with a gap, and we know what happened next. Keep in mind this entire swing that you are seeing here like a flag. Keep this in mind, and let's go to the latest chart now. ये समझ में आया? अभी latest chart पे चलते हैं. Now if you come to the latest chart, ये थोड़ा सा plus minus, I think this is 55. Yeah. Now if you're looking at this latest chart of Nifty, this is a gap on a 55th day. Okay, look at the pullback of 4 days that we saw, and look at this. Don't you think this reminds you something very similar to what happened in March 2020? I'm again repeating. You had a gap down, a low formed, 3 to 4 days of pullback, and taking out with a gap today. Now, unfortunately or fortunately, that gap was almost filled, came up, came back down. लेकिन अगर आप वापस से जाते वो ही पीरियड में पास, लेट्स गो इन द पास्ट. ओके, यहां पर था गैप डाउन, 55th पे लो, pull back of 4 days, exactly that setup, and here we stand right now, closing at this point. If Monday we again open with a gap down, okay, I'm just going to zoom in, Firdaus. If Monday we again open with a gap down, then this will be the candle that we will be forming, okay, and that's going to be very, very important that you have to clearly understand. That's a very important. That's why I'm saying if this level gets taken out, it's going to be catastrophic. Catastrophic का मतलब है जो लोग भी hope पे बैठे हैं उनके लिए there is no more hope then. Now, if you're looking at this chart, why this level is so important is because the low is broken at least for now, and if we break the low of today, there is going to be one more trend line that I'm going to draw. यहां से connect किया ये top, okay, we'll take a parallel, or you can make a channel also, that's fine, and take a parallel to this. When you take a parallel to this is the low. So in the morning opening hour, if you check, this is where it went down. If it would have sustained there for another 1 or 2 hours, it would have resulted into a serious selling pressure that point itself. Close यहाँ हो गया, तो अभी अगर मार्केट को पॉजिटिव होना है, we need to see a push back above 16,600 followed by 16,750 odd levels. If 16,600 750 नहीं निकलता है और अगर आज का लो निकल जाता है, तो I think we will be in for something like March 2020, which has happened already, and this might happen with a gap very similar. So I'm not telling you to short now, I'm not telling you to buy now, I'm telling you where are we standing as of now, and this is also the area where there is absolutely no volume in terms of volume profile. This is the weak volume profile area. यहाँ पर weak volume profile area है. 16,500 वाले put writers already are, you know, murdered, I would say, because of the huge gap and the move. Now 16,000 people will not have guts much to sustain there until these 16,600 16,800 gets taken out. This is not the market where you bottom fish unless you have a faster retracement above the last falling segment, and the last falling segment started from this level. So I'm combining some concept of neo wave, which is 16,768. तो 16,770 जब तक नहीं निकलता है, do not try to bottom fish here. And if you are looking at this chart, this looks like a flag to me to some extent, which is similar to March 2020. तो बहुत similarity है, लेकिन confirmation Monday को मिलेगा. Weekly trend negative है, monthly trend negative है. In fact, daily trend, if you are looking at it from the top formed here, it has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 consecutive days. एक भी कैंडल प्रीवियस कैंडल हाई के ऊपर बंद नहीं हुआ है. The only time it happened is here, but this was an outside candle which does not change the trend. So what we require, a close above the prior high, and this low should be above prior low and this high should be above prior high. समझ में आया कुछ पंडा? Anyways, I'm going to be explaining this concept of candlestick, opening hour trading, and all of those things with time cycle. Tomorrow there is a free webinar at 11 a.m. You will be able to love it, you know. और हम forecast करेंगे next week में क्या होगा using certain time concepts and those things tomorrow at 11 for 2 hours. So you can be a part of that. The link will be shared across by my colleague. How to register for that? तो अगर आप देखेंगे यहाँ से, it has been 11 days already. Not a single candle has so far closed above the prior candle high. So positional traders do not buy this market until at least you see a close. क्यों हम important juncture पे, along with 55 days time, if this low gets broken, if this low gets broken. This was a whipsaw today. We will break this channel. You know, a break of a channel on the downside gives you an equal amount of target. If someone knows channeling technique, they will know that 16,500 से 18,000 मतलब 1,500 पॉइंट का टारगेट मिलता है. Okay, 1,500 points of target on the downside you get from this level of 16,200. So I'm not forecasting that now. If that low gets broken, so Monday हमें close चाहिए. Ideally तो end of the day close होना चाहिए. But if you as a trader wait for end of the day, you will not be able to trade well because risk reward goes for a toss. That's the challenge in the current market scenario. Okay, and also we have now broken the low made on the date of invasion. So those things are important. Next, let's put the moon cycle again and check what is happening around. So I'm going to put a moon cycle here. Let me just do that. Moon phase. आपको पता है, right? Lunar cycle के बारे में that we keep talking about. And we had Amavasya. It was supposed to work well. Let me just remove one of the indicators over here, and then we will be able to put one more. Anyone here who is trading basis of lunar cycle? Apart from the mentees, of course. Apart from the mentees, they are anyways trading, looking all the cycles. So head and shoulder target is also 15,200 is what Kashmira is saying. Kashmira, good observation on that. I'm going to remove this right now. I'm going to put an indicator, which is the moon cycle. Okay, Swanan is trading that. Acha, Amol is hearing for the first time. Amol, I'm going to get in much detail about moon phases tomorrow also. So be there for that webinar. अभी तो मैं application बता रहा हूँ आपको. Throw some light on weeks. The volatility index Omkar has already broken out long back. 22 के ऊपर ही breakout था, and it's sustaining that, which means this is not the normal days, normal times, and irrespective of the event. These are the days where market was supposed to fall and it is falling. Coincidentally, the event happened similar to March 2020. Coincidentally, the top was already made much earlier. यहाँ पर भी 18,600 पे top हो चुका था. Coincidentally, the news also came here, but look at it. The market was already collapsing, and the news came here at this gap. That's the news. But the market was anyways collapsed. Now, if you are looking at this entire concept, a break below this will break this channel, will break, confirm the 55-day ka low is broken. Next, Amavasya was supposed to be a bottoming period. So we saw a low formed on the budget day here, a rally, a low formed here, a rally, a low formed here, a rally, and a low formed here and a rally. Amavasya is supposed to be protecting the low formed on that day. But this time, the Amavasya, this is the no moon, has actually broken that low, which means instead of protecting it, it's breaking it. This happened only during this phase of the market when the theme was changing. And at 18,400, I was all over the world talking that we are entering into a corrective mode because the lunar cycle is suggesting so. I am again saying that since Amavasya has failed to show a bounce back, 55 days time is failing to show a bounce back, and we are lying right at that channel support on the trend line. If that gets broken, another 1,500 points collapse on Nifty is what I'm expecting. Yes, I'm bold right now. If that happens, okay. So this is important level. So whoever is here in this webinar, if that happens, I want you to make big. If that happens, but please place a stop loss. Basis of the stop loss, your stop will not be less than 250 points for positional traders. You have to keep a stop of 250 to 300 points. If you are ready with that much of stop, you will be able to trade, but reduce your position size, reduce your risk by reducing the positions that you are creating, because your stop is heavy now. So you are making the market environment conducive to your trading style. Am I making sense? Okay. What are we trying to do? So for options, this can be a classic market where you do not short a put option firstly. Until when? Until 16,600 to 16,800 breaks. That's the level. Okay. If that breaks, then we will look for shorting put options and making money in that overlapping rise. But if that does not happen, do not do that. Last week, I also had a webinar and I've shown Nifty Path live webinar on YouTube. I've shown Nifty Path, yahan se pull back and a move down. So this has happened precisely as per that. Okay. 1500 points target in days or weeks, Ashrut. I will be not commenting on that. Let it first happen. नहीं तो होगा क्या? Majority of you will short now. यहाँ पर से इधर आके विप्सा होके ऊपर आए, then you will kick me and say कि आपने बोला था because of you I lost money. So one thing is very clear. Whatever you are trading right now, please trade it as per your understanding, not as per my understanding. I can be wrong, right? I have the right to be wrong, but I trade very, very prudently with a very disciplined approach. So my strategy will change. So with a blink of an eye, I can change my stance. So keep that in mind. So यहाँ पर overall trend ये है. Let's go on in 1 hour chart. Shall we do that? Let's look at an hourly chart. What's happening around? If you're looking, I'm going to hide the moon cycle. So the moon phases we have already seen. The moon cycle I'm going to hide across right now. And if we are looking at this hourly chart, I'm going to draw one more channel. So people, I'm sure Kenil is also here. He might be very keen to know about the wave pattern. So the wave pattern that we looking at is this was wave B, this was wave C, completed D here. We completed wave E here. This was the first leg of fall A. This is the second leg of B. This is possibly C. The leg here in the form of wave D. Pulapali is also very serious about wave patterns. Okay. And what we are seeing is wave E. With this current count to be valid, we can expect, if this is a diametric, there is two possibilities. This can also be an X, because this C also looks impulsive in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with all rules of impulse being followed as per Neo wave. Even if it is X, this is A down. So we have to see that if this low gets broken, the target for this E leg will be what? Can someone tell me, please? E will mimic what? E will mimic which specific wave? E will be mimicking B. Fantastic. A nahi na. B. Fantastic, Amit. So अगर हम प्रोजेक्शन कर रहे हैं, ट्रेंड बेस्ड फिबोनाची प्रोजेक्शन, यहां से हमने मेजर किया इस लेग को, यहां से हमने प्रोजेक्ट किया नीचे 100% इक्वालिटी. तो इक्वालिटी टारगेट हमारा क्या मिलता है? 15,620. That becomes our first level, given the fact that we should see a break below the low of today. So 16,130 is the level that we have to keep a watch on. And ये break हुआ तो 15,620 का target मिलता है. So possibly how we are going to behave now, given this understanding of wave theory, we will come down. Let me just show the path, possible path that we might look at it. A हो गया, B हो गया, C हो गया, maybe a D. So we might come down towards this level as an E, get a pullback in the form of F, and that's how we can go. That's one of the possible path that we are looking on Nifty for now. Okay, I'm going to take a snapshot of this in case this works out basis of the path of Nifty. So I'm going to save it here. Okay, and also you have to remember one more thing. This is an hourly chart. If we see a move back above this high, जो आज का high था वो break कर दिया and continue to rally, then there can be some kind of a time pass happening here in the form of a triangle pattern, and then we might see a push on the upside. So that is an alternative scenario. So Monday is going to decide if we are going to follow this path or if we are going to follow the first path that I have shown. So these are the two possible scenarios. The first path is deadly for making a lot of money in the market. You will make a lot of money in just few days of time that you might not make in entire year. If this path is followed, then you might have to prefer selling options and making money. Am I making sense? Are you guys here with me? Okay. So it has been fantastic. I mean, a very brilliant week. A lot of information we had in this week. We are standing right at that cusp, right at that junction. And from here, do not miss any opportunity. If you get one as a trend, follow the trend. So how do you follow the trend? The mentees will be able to do that absolutely fabulously well. So let's see if this is going to result into a reversal or not. Forget about the news that will follow anyways. Yes, लेकिन इवेंट के कारण हो क्या रहा है, जो चीज हमें 350 पे अगर अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलना था, बिकॉज ऑफ द गैप वो अपॉर्चुनिटी नीचे मिल रहा है. दैट्स व्हाट द इवेंट इज, making the risk reward compromised. That's the problem. Okay, Sachin is asking, when is next Master of Cycles program happening? Sachin, the mentorship is starting by the end of this month. Mentorship on timing the market, and the early bird is ending on 5th of March, which is tomorrow. And also tomorrow I am going to have a free 2 hours of webinar. So be there. In the evening, I'm also speaking at NISM. I'm going to talk about the markets in much detail. So if anyone who is from their program, so Manu is going to be addressing for 3 hours on NISM tomorrow evening also. And we are going to have a follow-up session on Master of Cycles next week for the Master of Cycle participants and the mentees who are going to be there for the upcoming end of the March session. Fantastic, guys. So this is what I wanted to communicate. I think I did that. And any questions? Before taking on the questions, I'm going to take a very, very quick poll about whether you are interested in the upcoming program on mentorship of timing the market, 3 hours of timing the market. Next Master of Cycles program is not happening soon, Sachin. That's going to be like, I think, 5-6 months later on. And Nifty winner from the last Friday is Pratik Bansode. Fantastic, Pratik. What a guess. You will be getting access to our research for 1 month. You'll also get access to the free Elliott Wave video links, where team is going to share it across in case Pratik has joined the webinar. So it's going to be simply superb. And it's in half an hour. Okay. So Pulapali is saying, sir, time passes very fast when it's 30 minutes gone, right? Since I'm talking. And I'm sure you're missing the Saturdays on morning of mentorship, Pulapali. Firdaus, could you share what should be the option players plan? So the option players, let's discuss on the Telegram group, Firdaus, for the what should be option players. And guys, do follow me on Twitter @Kyal Ashish. Lot of things I'm tweeting across. Firdaus, post that question on the Telegram group. I'll going to answer you there. What should be the plan? And so Chandrasekhar, the free was only for the people who actually guessed it right. So we had a contest, and that's why I announced it. And please be a part of the mentorship if you want to be before the early bird ends tomorrow. Fantastic, guys. And I'm sure that you are simply trading with an edge. Do not just trade because everyone else is saying you to do that. Trade with a plan, trade with an edge, and trade with timing the market, because unless you are able to time the market well, you are not going to make money here. Timing has become all the more important, and that is what I have learned over the period of years, and I'm sharing across with you all. So बहुत important है. अगर क्लोज मंडे का लेवल हमने डिस्कस किया उसके नीचे होता है, मून साइकिल टर्न हो जाएगा, 55 डेज टर्न हो जाएगा, एंड दिस लुक्स सिमिलर टू March 2020. The only catch here is we are at a channel support in March 2020 that was already broken. So यहाँ पर से बाउंस बैक करना है तो बुल्स को फाइट बैक करना होगा. अगर बुल्स यहाँ से फाइट बैक नहीं करेंगे, then they are standing no chance against the bears. So very important level. ऊपर की ओर 16,600, 16,800 needs to be taken out before you start thinking of shorting put options. Until then, do not do that. Okay, link for sharing the tomorrow's webinar. I'll just, thanks for Shruth for pointing that out. I'll just very quickly also show you how you can register in case you forget the link or you don't have the link. You can visit wavesstrategy.com. Once you visit wavestrategy.com. I'm just going to share it across the link. I'm going to end the poll right now for the mentorship, and here is the link. If you go here, you will see all details about the mentorship that we are going to conduct. Lot of discussions happening in the forum, guys. So ensure that you are taking and going to the forum. If you do that, there is so many charts of time cycles being posted. So be a part of traders forum. So forum का member बनने के लिए free member पे जाना है. आपका user ID password, once you put your user ID password in the free member, you will be registered, and then you can go log in and go to the forum. So once you log in on the forum, you will see a lot of discussions happening around. So ensure you make use of that. And the next thing is, for registering for the webinar, which is happening tomorrow, you can simply visit the website. Don't miss out on the upcoming webinar. Here is the link, save your spot. Once you click on that, you can simply register. So share it across on WhatsApp group, places wherever you think people might be interested in learning about time. So we'll discuss about candlestick, time tools, forecast the market on a 15-minute chart. We are going to do that for the entire coming week. So be a part of this wonderful webinar, which is happening on tomorrow at 11 a.m. And if you want to learn from me, then mentorship is the way. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. For any queries, doubts, you can reach out to us on 99204 22202. And stay safe, trade safe, trade leverage less. Opportunity is there. Don't miss out this time catching the big move that you are going to see. Thank you very much.